Thank you very much. My name is Kevin Brewer. I'm the president and CEO of CMC Metals. I imagine you're all here today to figure out how you're going to make money. And I'm here also to hope that we all make money. So my story today, I hope you'll take it away, look at it, and we're trying to give a good return for our shareholders within the next year on this story. It's an exciting story. I'm going to make some forward-looking statements, if you didn't already catch on. So we bought this project, but the company as a whole has 7 projects. We've got 4 in this silver district, and we got 3 in Newfoundland. But I'm only going to talk about this project. It's called Silverknife. We're located 20 kilometers south of the BC-Yukon border. The project itself is very highly accessible. We're located off a mine road that goes to the Silvertip mine in northern British Columbia, and the road goes right through the middle of where we want to drill. So we've got full access right now. Very attractive. Now, we bought this property, first of all, because it had a road. And if you're in Yukon and BC and you don't have a road, well, that's a tougher project. So right off the bat, we got that advantage. We got the access road. But the geology was right, and being next door to a mine didn't hurt us. So we flew the project in 2021 with Coeur at the time. Coeur have all the areas surrounding us, and we came out with a bunch of conductor targets. And we didn't do anything for a little while. And why did we go to this? Because our neighbor is one of the highest grade underground silver-lead-zinc mines in the world. They're actually in the top 5. This is very high grade material, and grade is king in this business. So we're sitting, that's a picture of their mine there. So very good grades. You can read them. They'll be on my website. I'm not going to go through them, but they're just amazing grades of the material that comes out of this area. We also, when we picked up this property, it had a prospect called Silverknife, and it had those lovely grades. Over 500 grams a ton silver, 3 grams of gold, 12 lead, and 4.8% zinc. Very convincing story that you got some nice material that could be possible. But we were chasing what they call these carbonate replacement deposits, and they come in clusters. So we didn't think the Silvertip was going to be the only one in this area. We were convinced that there were more to find. So we also had good geochemistry on our property. That was another feature. So that made us buy this, and then we had these conductors from the SkyTem survey, as I said. So we got these huge conductors. So I decided to try and do another piece of evidence and say, okay, before we go in and drill these conductors, because there's a lot of them, and what are we going to do? We can do some more homework. And you can look, the conductor in the south central portion of the property goes from one side of the property to the other. And if you pay close attention to those little black lines, you can see when they drilled the Silverknife prospect, they actually missed most of the conductor. So we know that, so we're likely to go in and drill the Silverknife prospect eventually. So we went in and we did a gravity survey in 2022, last summer, over an area. Gravity is very important because when you're chasing lead and zinc, they're heavy. And gravity tells you where things are heavy in the subsurface. It measures density. So we found this whopping big gravity anomaly that we're going to drill this summer. We're going to put a 3,000 meter drill program into this gravity anomaly, and we're very excited about it. But what else is compelling about this story? Well, we look at our neighbors to some of the compelling arguments. They're now convinced, as a company, a big company, a mid-tier miner out there, that this is just one of many deposits that are going to be found in this area. And so they've developed this model, which they call hub and spoke, and they're going to commit to a major program. They're actually committing 45% of their drilling budget in a company that has 4 operating mines and this project into this project in the next 3 years. They're going to put 150,000 meters of underground drilling and 100,000 meters of surface drilling. If a big company like that is convinced, of this area. I mean, I don't have a sales. They've already done the sales effort for me. So this is where we're doing. Then they considered that this is going to be the future source of growth for this company, and they've outlined a huge area on a north-south structure that shows this. But what's important to us is that light blue area, because that's a big, thick limestone that is host to these deposits. And it used to be that everybody thought that the deposits were isolated to the top of that limestone along a contact with a thing called mudstone. It's the Urn Group. So this McDame formation, they're starting to find in the bottom of that formation, they're starting to find some really decent intersections. This is important to us because our limestone is a little bit in that lower portion. I would put the Silverknife prospect and I would put a star by those three down on the bottom, and that's where I would locate the Silverknife prospect on this chart. So these are, it's a far more compelling target now that they understand more about the thickness of this limestone and how important the whole thing is. And then we look at where it is. So that light blue areas, all those light blue areas are that limestone. So right over our target property, portion of the property in the north, we're in that McDame limestone. Now, there's also McDame limestone in the bottom of our property, and frankly, I don't know anything about it right now. We got to get in there, work it, understand that, and you see that they're working these north-south fault structures, and we've got north-south fault structures, so we're all on similar structures. You look a little bit more at the structural picture, and you can see these major corridors going in northeast directions, southeast directions, but the thing that's going through our property is a northeast trending structure associated also with north-south. Those are all wonderful pathways for fluid movements. Wonderful pathways for those minerals to form in those areas. And finally, you'll see that just right off the northern tip of our property, you'll see that there's a big geochem anomaly that they've identified as well. So we know that the structure is there, the geochemistry is there, the geology is there, and the geophysics is there. So in the end of the day, that's our argument. We've got all the pieces, we've got location, and the bottom line is we're going to put 3,000 meters. We're trading at 18 cents. Go out and buy us. You'll probably get a decent return. If not, you can come at me next year and say, Kev, why did you persuade us into this one? The other thing I'll tell you about our company is this. We are a company that, as a junior, we have 7 projects because our whole philosophy is we should always have a pipeline of projects. So we aim to have a drill-ready project in our portfolio, a new one, every 18 to 24 months. And whether we end up drilling it or we option it off or we sell it or we joint venture it, who knows? But we're going to work it with a drill, a new one, every 18 to 24 months. That's our aim, and that's what we're going to pull off. The other thing about it is I'm a geologist. I've been 35 years in the business, and I'm one of those CEOs that actually gets out. I spend a majority of my time on the projects, in the field. I'm out there working side by side with my people, and I know every single one of my projects, every inch of them. So if you got that confidence, and I give you that confidence, please go out, take a look at us. We're CMB on the TSX-V for 18 cents. Buy us today. Or buy us on Monday. You can't buy us today, but you can put it in the order. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.